What do you mean y'all thought we were immigrants? Y'all thought black people, black Americans, African Americans, blacks, us, were immigrants. Hardest lessons, clearly, it's going to take me a long time to learn and figure out is that other people just don't know what I know. I assume that a lot of people know what I know. That's why y'all keep saying that, huh? That makes sense, I guess. The we're next. Y'all think, what?
Hello family, I hope you're all doing fine. Welcome once again to another episode on my YouTube channel. With the ongoing deportation of the Latino community, a series of questions have emerged. Are Black Americans really immigrants? Well, in this episode, we'll get a clear view and have a final conclusion. People always ask, why immigrants don't become citizens like it's that simple? The truth is, the system is broken on purpose and people are stuck in it for years, while the country keeps using their labor without ever giving them a real path to belong. Black Americans are not immigrants. They didn't come to America. They were trafficked in 1619, chained and sold like property. By the time most other groups immigrated, Black Americans had already been there for centuries, enslaved, building America from the ground up. The 14th Amendment was created to give them citizenship after slavery, not for immigrants. They fought in every US war before many groups were even allowed in. And let's be real, most Latino immigration wasn't even legal until after 1965 Immigration Act. Let's watch the following videos and get a clear picture about the episode.
How do y'all not know how long we've been a part of this country? Black people fought in the crispest attics. Did everybody not, at my little church, every Black History Month, there was this huge thing. I'll never forget when I came to my grandma's house. It was a huge package, and it was all of these cards. They were ABC cards, but on every card, letter of the alphabet and an important person from Black history. And that was what we did all February at Sunday school. Like, we learned those cards. We would have to, and then we'd line up at like the Black History program, and we'd have to read them out loud. So I guess I just assumed, oh my God.
Now people are saying that Latinos didn't know that Black Americans are not immigrants. Child, I just don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say to that. It makes sense though, because the narrative that I've always heard about, why don't Black Americans have the same drive or take initiative, or the narrative that we're lazy, even though we worked here for free. Like, didn't you know that? Didn't you know that our ancestors worked for free for hundreds of years? Like, I thought that was common knowledge, but I guess it's not. Like, this is really bad. If this is the case, why do you even need to take away critical race theory? People don't know it now. Might as well leave it in place. They don't know it right now. They don't even know the history of Black people in America. I just don't even know what to say at this point. It's way worse than I thought it was. But I do feel like Paul Mooney, that people are getting their Negro wake-up call, but in Spanish. They Latin wake-up call, they Hispanic wake-up call, because they learn it now.
5 American facts to break an immigrant's back. Black Americans did not immigrate here. We were trafficked through chattel slavery. The first Americans arrived in Virginia in 1619, not as immigrants, but as chattel property under violent colonial rule. No visa, no port of entry, no green card. Only forced labor, rape, and death. That's it. Black Americans were here before most white, Asian, or Latino immigrants. Do your history, do your research. 1865. Over 4 million Black people had already lived, worked, and died in America before the majority of European, Mexican, Chinese, or Caribbean immigrant waves began to come here. Source, U.S. Census, 1860. Black Americans are the only group whose citizenship was legislated. The 14th Amendment, 1860, was written specifically for descendants of American slaves, not immigrants. It granted legal citizenship to Black Americans who have been born on U.S. soil but treated as property. Source, U.S. Constitution, Congressional Record, Civil Rights Act, 1866. Black Americans fought in every American war before many groups were ever even allowed in America. From the Revolutionary War to the Vietnam War to Iraq, Foundational Black Americans have fought, bled, and died to defend a country that doesn't even consider us human. I hope you guys understand that our blood is spilt on the land of America. Fact number 5, to break the immigrants' back, to break the ignorance of immigrants' mind, okay? Most Latino immigration was not legal until 1965. 1965? The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 removed the racial quotas that had previously blocked non-European immigration. That means the majority of Latino families didn't enter the U.S. legally until the 20th century, while Black Americans had already been here for 400 years. 400 years. So I'm saying that to say this. I think that one of the biggest problems that we have in both communities is we don't have knowledge of who each other are. And I believe if the Hispanic community had more knowledge of who Black Americans actually are, they would automatically have more respect for us, right? They don't know who we are, so they don't respect us. I don't know if that's to blame them or the government, but something's got to change. And that was 5 facts to break an immigrant's back.
For Juneteenth, I need y'all to learn that Black Americans are not immigrants. You're not an immigrant when you are dragged across the globe against your will to be worked and bred and tortured by the very people who stole the land upon which you were dragged to. Okay. We didn't choose to vacation here. We didn't choose to flee here. We didn't choose any of this. That's the difference. A lot of y'all are immigrants, and God bless you for it, but that will never be Black Americans. We were forced to build up the places that a lot of your ancestors immigrated to, and to this day didn't get a stake in any of that. So before y'all run your mouths about Black Americans and our history in this country, make sure you're not spewing out garbage first. Because immigrants made this country what it is, but we are the building blocks, the very foundation. So unless you're Native American, you can't say nothing to me about that.
Why didn't they just become a citizen? Baby, do you think it's that easy, or do you just know nothing? So people love to yell, why didn't they just become a citizen? Like it's something you could do with the Target app and a coupon code. Newsflash, if you weren't born on American soil, didn't marry an American citizen, or weren't adopted by an American before the age of 16, the U.S. immigration system makes damn sure you run through hoops before they even think about giving you that citizenship. And they'll do it for decades. So let's talk some fact. The average time to become a U.S. citizen through legal channels, 7 to 30 years, depending on where you're from. And that's if you're one of the lucky ones. You know, with a qualifying family member or a sponsoring employer. And if the government doesn't lose your paperwork, again, no money, no connections, no marriage. That's cute. You might spend your life paying taxes, raising American kids, hell, even serving in the military, and still die without ever becoming a citizen. And what does the government do in the meantime? Use immigrants as a labor force, scapegoats, and political poker chips. One party fears them, the other party fundraises off of them. And neither one is trying to fix the system. Meanwhile, the people, they're just trying to live, work, and survive. And they get stuck in limbo, not legal enough to feel safe, not undocumented enough to just disappear, just in the middle, holding up a country that refuses to claim them. So no, it's not as simple as just become a citizen. The system was never built to be easy. It was built to keep certain people out while still cashing the checks on their back.
Picture it. You're walking down the street, a Black American. You don't have all your documents, but people pop out and they grab you and it's ICE and they detain you and you have to wait for them to, or for you to be able to prove that you are a United States citizen. But until then, you're being subjected to the harsh conditions of being detained as an immigrant. This has happened before for up to 3 years. And people have even been deported who were born here. So I understand how Black people are sick of being the bottom of the barrel to everyone else until it's time to resist a corrupt government. But at the same time, we need to be in community. We need to have the same, we need to be on code. And we need to plan something for these kind of instances. Because it's going to get more prevalent. It's going to get worse. Especially when martial law is implemented. Like, come on now. Like, we got to get out of this we got to decolonize. Let's decolonize, please. Because in the words of Audre Lorde, we can never dismantle master's house using master's tools. We can never get out of this, whatever this is, this dystopia that's about to occur, while still navigating in a colonized mind state, an individualistic, non-communal, non-mutual aid, selfish, consumerist, capitalist, imperialist, white supremacist mindset / indoctrination / spell. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's kind of delusional to think that we looking at these people and we're laughing about something that has caused a lot of us harm, a lot of us American citizens harm. And I'm not just talking about being captured by ICE, because that has happened to black people, black Americans, black foundational Americans. We have been captured by ICE and may have been, incorrectly. But also, I want to say this. Before I say this, I want to finish my point. We have been targeted by the government for years. Anytime we thrive, the goalpost is moved, bombs is being dropped, and we have to start all over again, and we have to adhere to the new goalpost. You know what I'm saying? But also, people want to use the excuse that immigration is illegal, therefore they deserve to be deported. They deserve due process. There was a 1996 law passed saying that immigrants can be deported without due process, but that is unless they came here seeking asylum, and a large portion, the majority, came here seeking asylum, especially in recent years. So again, they're being illegally deported, and they deserve due process. Thank you. I'm just saying to say this, with anybody, tables turn. Karma don't just stop at the get back. Sometimes your reaction to the get back could incite your own, perpetual karma. So the tables will, keep turning like a goddamn merry-go-round in this bitch. Y'all get some compassion. Y'all get some empathy. Y'all get some humanity. Get some community. Start some planning. Some mutual aiding. Because it's about to get real. It's about to get worse. We're about to be coerced in a major way. Inflation keeps going up. Wages stay the same. Nothing's changing for the better. We're going to continue to be exploited by billionaires, the 1%, who this administration is benefiting from, and helping out. But what are we going to do?
Should we have a conclusion that black Americans are not immigrants? What's your take? Many Latinos claim black Americans are immigrants like them, and most want black Americans deported. Where will they go? Their ancestors, former slaves, came to America long ago. They don't have an origin country, while most of them have been born in America. It's high time the black community stopped being talked badly. They get criticized, they are embarrassed publicly, they are called the N-word. They take blame for what they didn't do. Is this really fair? What do you think about this episode? Leave a comment and let's engage. Remember, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you, family. Bye.